So I think in my field specifically, I think that it's kind of a blend between the analytical and like the soft skills. So I want to lean more and talk more on like the soft skills aspect of it because I think like the analytical skills, anyone can. I think they're all learnable. Like you can always like kind of learn your way around Excel and things of that nature. But I think it's a little bit more challenging to develop the soft skills, which is kind of like understanding, and this is kind of like, I'm trying to connect it back to social sciences here. So it's really like the empathy aspect of the workplace, like understanding like the needs of your stakeholders is like a huge aspect of the job. And like, I think I didn't appreciate that as much when I was first in the recruitment cycle. I was like thinking through like, okay, how can I make my resume stand out like on a quantitative standpoint? But I think like there's also a lot to be said about understanding people in the workplace. Like that's something that's universal for all fields, but especially my field, because when we present to executives or we present to other stakeholders, we have to really try to translate what they're saying and also put ourselves in their shoes and understand like, okay, what are their needs and desires, and then how do we translate that into a solution? And so I think like the experiences that can help you prepare for these situations in the workplace, like what you can prepare for or how you can prepare for it in university is getting involved in extracurriculars. I think that's like a huge benefit. Like when I was at San Jose State, I had done a lot of team competitions and as well as like just participating in clubs, because like that dynamic is very similar to what you'll be dealing with in the workplace. It's just like people management in the workplace. And then on the analytical side, I think the extracurriculars can also allow you to kind of stretch your quantitative skills. If you don't have too much exposure to that in your classes, you have the opportunity to practice in clubs and just take up different activities that can hone that. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely plus one to what Austin was saying. It's a mix of the analytical skills and the people skills. And the analytical skills is kind of what will get you in the door or get your resume to somebody that thinks that you're qualified. And that is like, for my industry, it's developing research method skills, developing data analysis skills, having some sort of like work that you can show, whether it's a research paper or a presentation that shows someone that you competently know how to do the work. But then I think in order to be successful, sort of after you get in the door, it is all about the people skills, especially at big companies that have a ton of different departments. I have to know how to talk to the artists, the engineers, the marketing team, the finance team, and so kind of being able to talk to people who have a different viewpoint and different lens on things and work collaboratively with them, I think will help you be extremely successful anywhere you go. Kind of like the more someone likes you, the more willing they are to work with you, and you kind of need to work with people always, so kind of trying to like make connections with people is really important. And networking too, I think also just kind of helps you find more opportunities and more projects. Those things, and then I think just the other skills of like having very good time management skills, being very organized, being very detail oriented, kind of makes you somebody that people want to work with, that they can sort of trust with bigger projects, which you develop as a student too. So that's the good news.
Awesome. Casey?
Yeah, again, plus one to everything. From my perspective on nonprofits, if you're thinking going to nonprofits, to be successful, you also have to take care of yourself. So I'm very passionate about what I do. I love tech, and we have one big project that we've been working on where the past 3 weeks, I've been working 12-hour days, all 5 days. I'm exhausted, but my job knows that I'm also exhausted, so let me take days off. So I'm actually taking a day off today and tomorrow. So I can always take a day off when I want to. But taking care of yourself, it's easy to burn out in nonprofits.
I'm saying a lot of the technical skills can be trained, taught. What we tell everyone when we're hiring is that we'll teach you whatever technical skills you need to, that you need to have, but we can't teach you empathy. We can't teach you how to work with people and how to communicate well. We can do that to some extent, but we're hiring for you, not for what you know in Excel or whatever. Something that's helped me be very successful, again, going back to social sciences, is environmental studies has given me the skill set and knowledge to be able to bridge the gap between the technical aspects of my job. And I used to be a technical expert in stormwater management. I work with a lot of engineers, a lot of scientists, a lot of wastewater operators, and all kinds of stuff. And being able to take their very technical, jargon-heavy information and explain it to our city council or to our director or the city manager's office in a way that they understand that anyone could understand. Why are we trying to change our stormwater collection system or something to benefit the environment? Really, it comes down to we're trying to improve the community. And when a scientist explains it, it makes no sense to anyone. But when I explain it, or when our city manager explains it after they get kind of that information, that's really what really makes me successful, and it's from having those skills and knowledge from the environmental studies department. Other than that, one of the things that you can do to help is getting an internship or some sort of real life experience to help with that, because it's kind of a learned skill to take that really technical information and break it down into broader explanations.
Great, thank you, and Natalie.
Well, I want to add a different spin if I can. We mentioned being organized, being project managers. Here in higher education, in my role, we do a lot of work in a lot of different areas. And I'm not that organized. So what I would say there is that you need to have the skills to kind of know your limits and your capacity, and then make sure you work around that to to work within your boundaries of how you can get the job done, and especially multiple jobs at one time. That's not necessarily something someone can teach you. They can teach you to be organized and give you some tools, but if you're just not there, you're never going to be there. So you find other ways to do it. And in my area, this is really non-academic, but you have to be passionate. You have to be passionate, and you have to have a willingness to learn and to change. That's something that we do every day. It's a given, everything, right? What is that? Change is the only constant. And so I think that adaptability and that passion will get you through a lot of the in any organization that you work at.